Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. I am back today with a new easy and delicious seafood recipe for you, and I'll be making my easy salmon kebabs with lemon, garlic, fresh herbs, and a creamy yogurt dipping sauce. These are simply incredible. That salmon is so tender, flaky, juicy, perfectly seasoned, and I love all these flavors for spring and summertime. Plus, you can make these kebabs both in the oven or on the grill. We'll start by preparing our salmon. You want to remove the skin, cube the salmon into large chunks, and then marinate in olive oil, lemon juice, lots of garlic, and then I like to skewer the salmon with thinly sliced pieces of lemon, and then you can either toss these onto the grill or broil them in the oven. I'm going to have broil instructions in my video today, but you can find the grilling instructions up on my website, and then serve these with that creamy garlicky yogurt sauce and your choice of side dish. I'm going to include all my favorite side dishes for these kebabs up on the website along with this recipe. I'm going to have that link down in the video description box below, so make sure to check that out. Meanwhile, let's get started. This has been a family favorite of ours this season. I'll start things off with the marinade first. This is such a delicious marinade for seafood. So with that lemon zest, the lemon juice, lots of garlic. I'm going to add the zest of 2 large lemons. Squeeze in that lemon juice. You want about a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Press or grate 6 garlic cloves. I like to have lots of garlic in this recipe. Next, pour in about a 1/4 cup of either avocado or olive oil. And we'll need about 1.5 tablespoons of pure maple syrup. You can also add a couple teaspoons of honey if you don't have the syrup. 1.5 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme, 2 tablespoons of fresh dill, or you can use tarragon. Season to taste with salt. I usually do about 2 teaspoons of sea salt, and freshly ground black pepper. Give this all a quick mix, and then our marinade is all done. I wish you guys could smell the aroma of this marinade through the screen. It smells heavenly. The combination of the lemon, the garlic, the fresh herbs is simply mouth-watering. I'm gonna set that aside for now and we could get started on the salmon. I like to place a wet paper towel underneath my cutting board to keep my board from sliding around. We'll need a nice long sharp knife, and I'm going to be using a 2-pound fillet of wild-caught salmon today. Let's get that out of the packaging. I like to pat it dry first with some paper towels before getting started on it. Oh, this looks incredible. I absolutely love seafood and I love salmon, and this recipe is incredible. You want to make a small incision at the end of the tail, and then just kind of rotate your knife, lay it flat against the tail, and then really hang on to that edge and slide your knife. Let the knife do all the work. Just slide it along the base of the fish. Next, I'm going to trim up the salmon, cut away some of the thinner pieces. I am going to use them. I'm just going to cut them a little bit differently. Portion the salmon into large cubes. Place the cube salmon straight into the bowl with your marinade. Let's cover up the salmon with some plastic wrap and then place it into the refrigerator. I like to let it marinate from anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, or you can make it the day before, let it chill overnight so that salmon really absorbs all those incredible flavors. While this is in the fridge, I'm going to clean up, start preheating my oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll slice up some lemons, and we're going to make that delicious garlicky yogurt sauce for dipping. For the dipping sauce, we'll need 1 cup of plain yogurt, just are great about 3 to 4 garlic cloves. I like my sauce to be extra garlicky. I'm going to add the zest of 1 large lemon, but not the lemon juice since that can cause the yogurt to separate. About a tablespoon of fresh dill, some fresh chives, season to taste with salt, and some ground black pepper. I also like to add just a touch of olive oil to make the sauce extra creamy, and then mix that all together. Thinly slice a couple of lemons, and then I like to cut these rounds into wedges, so you have little wedges like that. While your salmon is marinated in the fridge, you'll also want to pre-soak your bamboo skewers. I just place them into a little shallow casserole, pour in some cold water, let them sit. You want to let them soak in that water for at least 30 minutes to prevent the skewers from burning in kitchen fire while they're in the oven or on the grill. I'm going to cook the salmon kebabs in the oven under the broiler for today's video, and I'm going to include the grilling instructions up on my website. I've lined a large baking sheet with some foil, and this is going to make the cleanup super easy at the end. We'll place a wire rack on top of the baking sheet, and this is going to help keep the kebabs elevated above the juices. I'm going to grab your soaked bamboo skewers. We'll start with chunks of salmon, and then in between pieces of salmon, you can thread on some sliced lemon. This smells so good. Can't wait to enjoy it. I'm going to use a pastry brush and just brush on any leftover marinade back onto the salmon. Make sure you use up all this delicious sauce. And these salmon kebabs are ready to hit the oven. I have mine preheated to 425 degrees Fahrenheit, but I've switched it from the bake to the broil setting, and I've arranged my oven rack in the middle of the oven. I like to preheat my oven ahead of time just so that the kebabs bake a little bit faster. Then we're gonna broil them on high for about 5 to 7 minutes per side, just kind of rotating the kebabs as they get some nice color, and they should reach an internal temperature between 135 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a nice medium doneness. You could take them out, let them rest for about 5 to 7 minutes, and then dig in to enjoy. Once these are done, grab a little spoonful of that creamy garlicky yogurt sauce. I like to have lots of that on the side. And that's it for my lemony salmon kebabs. These smell so incredibly delicious. I love that combination of the lemon zest, the garlic, the fresh herbs. It's so perfect for spring and summertime. Don't forget to head on down into that video description box for all my favorite side dish ideas and for this printable recipe. I'm gonna have everything up on my website for you guys. Meanwhile, let's dig in and enjoy some of the salmon. It is so incredibly tender and flaky, just falls right off the kebab. I like to get lots and lots of that creamy garlicky sauce. This salmon is simply divine, and if you love salmon or seafood in general, you are going to love this recipe. It is so incredibly flavorful and aromatic. I love how everything comes together. The salmon is so juicy, flaky, tender, and then having that creamy yogurt sauce on the side just adds even more garlic flavor, even more lemony flavor. It is just so delicious. I can't wait for you guys to try this incredible salmon recipe at home. It has been one of our favorites this season. We've been having it for everything, rice, potatoes, salad, you name it. It's just such a light, zesty, refreshing recipe. Thank you guys so much for watching my latest episode, and I'll see you next time with a new recipe.